Kia ora everyone, Heather Breen from the Lifestyle Block in New Zealand, and I'm coming to you today to talk to you about intuitive eating and holistic nutrition. And this is something that is very dear to my heart. It's a process that I follow myself and that I help my clients through as well. So a little bit about me. I am a precision nutrition level 1 coach. So what does this mean? I'm not a dietitian and I'm not a nutritionist, but what I help people do is make better nutritional choices through a habit-based approach. So we look at your habits and we look at ways that we can actually help you to make better habits and how you can actually take your environment and adjust it so that your relationship to your nutrition and your food is a little bit healthier and you're making some better choices that actually serve your body and serve you. So my background is in endurance sports such as rowing, biking, swimming, running, those types of things. I got involved in CrossFit and I'm a level 2 CrossFit coach as well. And that has really kind of propelled me on this health journey, and I've been doing that now for about 8 years. I'm also, I have a BA in sociology, and what sociology does, this is the sister to psychology, and it really looks at people's habits and their relationship to their environment. And this is one thing that I find is super important when it comes to nutrition. We tend to think of nutrition as being about willpower when it's actually more about what's happening around you in your environment and being able to assess your behavior and assess your choices based on what's happening. So in regards to sociology, environment is actually the invisible hand that shapes our behavior. So we don't exist in a vacuum. We're not just, sitting there being able to make decisions based on what we like. We're always being influenced by outside forces. So it could be people, it could be emotions, it could be lots of different things, stresses in our lives. So I love to teach people about these types of things and how they are actually impacting your health and your nutrition. I'm also a fully qualified teacher, and I hold various qualifications in sports training, coaching, and development. So I have a long history there of coaching people and helping people get the best out of their lives. So through a lot of discovery and journey into my own personal habits, I've really developed this awesome intuitive eating approach, and I really hope that it will be beneficial to you all. So thank you, Garage Gym Life Media, for inviting me on to discuss this. And remember to go check those guys out. They are amazing. So I will get right into it. Here is some good info for you. I want you to have some good information and some good tips and knowledge so that you can put them immediately into practice. So first things first, let's have a wee chat about this part. There are two really important things when it comes to diet and nutrition. The first point is calorie balance. So calorie balance is how much food you're eating in a whole day in relationship to how much energy you're burning throughout the day. So if you're eating more calories than your body's expending, then you're going to have a surplus of calories in your body, which means you will end up storing those calories in some form, generally as fat. Okay. So we need to really think about keeping our calorie balance, our calories in balance. Okay. The second important point is food composition. So what kind of foods are you eating every day? What are your choices consisting of? Are they good quality foods? Are you getting good cuts of meat? Are you getting fresh vegetables and fruits in your diet? Or is the bulk of your diet based around processed food? And I'm talking about even the good processed foods. So things like rice crackers, or rice cakes, those types of things that people tend to eat a lot. Healthier breads, those types of things. The more processed it is, the more we actually need to pare it back a wee bit. So if you just think about those 2 points, those key 2 points right there, calorie balance and food composition, if we just account for those 2 things alone, that's worth about 80% of the potential health effects and benefits of your diet. Okay, so that can affect how your diet is. That's about 80% of the total effect of your diet. What this means in real terms is if you watch the balance of food, so how much you're actually eating, as well as the sources that it's coming from, right there, by making those 2 choices, you're already on a trajectory to a super healthy lifestyle and a super healthy nutritional based choice. So keeping that in mind, those are things that are very, very important. So calories in, calories out, thinking about, do I need to eat that second helping of food? Am I really hungry for that? Do I need to have the snack before I go to bed? Probably not, because that's going to put me in a calorie surplus. Also thinking too about, we don't want to be in such a calorie deficit either, where we're operating from this model of starvation, which a lot of women tend to do. So it's finding that really nice balance with eating awesome quality food and pairing that all together. And then that is like, that's the rock. That's like the basis of this, okay? Is we want to be healthy and eat really good food and eat as much food as our body needs. So keeping those 2 important points in mind. Thinking now about intuitive eating. Intuitive eating is a non-diet approach. Non-diet nutrition. I don't want you to think of it as a diet. How does it work? Here's a couple principles. The first principle of intuitive nutrition is to crowd in. We want to crowd in all of the good foods. I mean, all of your different veggies, various colors, various varieties. We want as much variety as we can. We want to think about adding in nutrients, adding in good food, good quality food, as opposed to all the things that we're taking away. So if you really love to eat burgers and fries and that sort of thing, try not to think about what you're missing and what you're having to take away. Let's think about what we can bring in order to fuel our cells and to fuel our bodies properly. We don't want to think about deprivation. So if you're thinking all the time about, I can't have this, I'm going to miss this, well, deprivation creates this environment of scarcity. And when we have an environment of scarcity, that's usually when people go and they binge eat or they grab things because, oh, I don't want to lose that. I want it with me. So I want you to open up your mind and open up your whole approach to anything's on the cards, okay? But we need to think about, what's the goal here? I want to feel good in my body. So nothing's off limits, but the goal is to feel really good within our body. We need to be prepared. If you want to eat intuitively, you need to be prepared and you need to be focused in. We need to have that brain-body connection. This takes practice, but it's really amazing once you start getting it. So be prepared. Food prep is your friend. Have cut up veggies in the fridge. Boil up some eggs. Have those in the fridge for some protein sources. Cook up some chicken, shred it up, have it in the fridge ready to go. When's the best time to food prep? I food prep while I'm cooking dinner. You're already in the kitchen. Start making something else. A lot of times I do food prep in terms of my baking, so I'll bake while I'm cooking dinner. That's usually a really good combo. So if I'm going to bake some healthy muffins or like a slice, like a frittata egg slice, I'll do that as I'm cooking dinner because I'm already there. I'm already using the kitchen. I may as well just keep going and make some other stuff. I don't like to food prep. I've got 3 children. I don't like to food prep on a Sunday. I just don't have the time. So this is my way of getting around doing that. Some people like to do all their meals and prep them up for the whole week. Nah, not me. I don't like that. So I have other ways of food prep. So making sure that you make it work for your family, okay? Now, how do we eat mindfully? This is the part that people find really hard. They're like, oh, great, I love this idea of intuitive nutrition, but what if I don't have that connection? What if I don't know how to start? 2 ways to start this. The first way is to eat slowly. So eat very, very slowly. I want you to think about just having one little bite, okay? Taking a break. And just assessing, am I hungry? Did that satisfy me? Is this what I would like to eat? Am I enjoying this? All those emotions, all those feelings, we want to think about them as we're eating. Try to take away the distractions. Get rid of the phone, get rid of the TV, sit with yourself and just eat nice and slowly. Give that a go for a while. What affects your eating speed? Is it the people around you? I know sometimes when I'm around my family, they eat so fast that you almost feel like you've got to keep up with them. You don't. Okay, you just eat how you want to eat and eat slowly and mindfully. Another thing, we want to only eat, this is the second thing that's really important, eat until 80% full. That means don't eat till you're stuffed. Eat until you just feel just good. And maybe you could have a little bit more. So being like a little bit still hungry, okay? We don't want to be super filled up. We want to just be topped up and feel really nice and solid. I like to think about it like a gas tank. So we don't want the gas tank to get below a quarter and we don't want it to get above sort of 3/4. We want to just be sitting in that nice, awesome place, being able to get up and go for a walk or even go for a wee jog after you eat. Maybe that might make more sense to people. So if you've eaten too much, you know that you don't want to move. It's not comfortable. So we want to be in a place where you could actually get up and go for a wee walk or something and feel fine and feel good, that you've been fueled up, ready to go. So you want to always feel like you're prepared. So those 2 habits, we've got eat slowly and then we've got eat to 80% full. And those are 2 really good ways to start eating in a more mindful and intuitive sort of way. As we talked about before, how this is non-diet nutrition, it's really important that we keep that in mind. Because what happens with diets is they create this all or nothing instead of balance and moderation idea. So we don't want to live in all or nothing. The world is not all or nothing, and the world is not black and white. World is gray. So when you go out in the world, you don't want to have to live by these rules. I don't. Like if I see something really nice, like a really nice dessert, and I'm at a beautiful restaurant, well, I'm into it, man. If I really want it, I'm going to have some of that. You don't need rules, and rules are archaic. Rules are so limiting and they take away your power as an individual to make awesome choices. So there are 3 really basic questions that you need to ask when you are looking at approaching meals and approaching food. So one basic question that you can ask is, am I hungry? Like literally, am I hungry? And I know that sounds like a silly question, but a lot of times we eat for a range of different reasons and hunger isn't it. Some of these examples can be being angry, being lonely, being tired, being bored. We need to address this, and this is a key thing when we look into intuitive eating. Why am I eating? I need to eat because I'm hungry. There are other reasons to eat, and those reasons include things like soul food. So we talk about sitting around the table with your family, Christmas dinner. I mean, that is soul food, you know, Thanksgiving. Those are important as well. But the majority of times, if you're sitting here on a Tuesday night and you're watching your favorite show and you've always had ice cream and, chippies before you go to bed, well, that's not really soul food. That actually that's counterintuitive. That's not actually serving you. That's actually going against what your body needs in most cases. So, am I hungry? That's number one. Then, yes, I'm hungry. Great. Question number two, do I really feel like having this? Does my body really feel like this is the food that I want to eat? Great. Go for it, Then, the third question, which is really, really important here, is how do I want to feel afterwards? And I like this question because this is the question that determines why I was eating in the first place and the choices that I made. So, for example, if I took fish and chips, do I really feel like having this? Just say, oh yeah, I do, I would. Then how do I want to feel afterwards? I want to feel like I'm ready to attack the day, that I'm ready to go off and continue working, have a nice clarity of mind and feel really good moving forward. Is fish and chips really going to do that? Is that going to do that for me? No, it won't. And to be honest, I never eat fish and chips anymore because I feel terrible afterwards. Like it does not fuel me in one way at all. So I'm aware of that. That is the education that I've come to throughout creating this connection with my mind and my body. Those foods don't serve me. I don't feel good afterwards. Hence, I'm not going to make that choice. That is not a good choice for me. So, going back again, the three basic questions when faced with food. Am I hungry? If the answer is yes, go to the next question. If the answer is no, sort it out. You need to sort out what it is that you need. Okay. Am I hungry? Do I really feel like having this? Or what do I feel like having? And how do I want to feel afterwards? The three basic questions. Attack those. Now, there's a few things here that people always bring up to me. What about when other people cook for me? How do I kind of control this? And it makes it a little bit difficult for some people. The way that I say is, don't be a weirdo, okay? Have some food and remember to crowd in the good stuff. So if we go way back to the beginning of this conversation, I talked about calorie balance and I talked about food composition, okay? Find the good stuff, so the food composition, and think about your calorie balance. So don't eat too much and find the good stuff. There's always something healthy of some description in foods or when you go out. Okay, when someone cooks for you, when you go to a barbecue, when you're at a house and there's all different options of food, there's generally some good bits in there that you can pick out. If there's not, well, then we go back to the next group of habits, which is eat slowly and eat to 80% full. So just get a small plate and just eat small amounts. Another troubleshooting question is, I'm always hungry. I'm always hungry. I'm just starving all the time. Well, we talked about this just previously. Are you really? And this gets into emotional eating patterns and other things that can be quite deep emotionally. And it's not the intention of this video to discuss those things. But what I would suggest to you is I really want you to sit with hunger for a while. Do you really know what hunger is and what it actually feels like? If you feel hunger in your tummy, are you going to die? Probably not. So I really want you to sit with hunger for a while And instead of trying to eat on the clock all the time, I take one day and just have a little bit of an experiment. Just wake up and don't eat breakfast straight away. Don't get into your normal habit. Actually eat when you're hungry. And this can be really interesting for people because they may find that they don't eat breakfast until 10 or 11 in the morning. Sometimes I do that. And then it makes lunch about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then it makes dinner about 7:30 at night. So just give that a wee go. Just go with your body clock and don't even pay attention to the clock on the wall. Pay attention how your body's feeling. What else can we talk about here? I want to talk about the idea of not eating too late at night. I was told that I shouldn't eat past 7 o'clock at night. First of all, who told you that and why? Calories don't tell time, okay? A banana at 5 o'clock at night is the same banana at 8 o'clock at night. And I'm laughing about this because this is a real fallacy when it comes to nutrition. What matters, once again, is calorie balance and food composition. Those are two very main rules that we need to think about when it comes to nutrition. So, if you're eating a banana at 7:30 at night, when you've already had a full day's amount of food, then yeah, you're probably in a calorie surplus and you didn't need that banana. Okay. Once again, we need to think about our personal needs and preferences. I actually sleep better if I have dinner a little bit closer to bedtime. And there's a lot of research that is going and backing that up. So having some protein and a carb before dinner actually puts you in a deeper sleep state. So experiment with that. Don't be afraid of eating late at night. Just don't eat too much food over the course of your day if you're not expending the food that you're eating. Seems simple. Another concept is this idea of, oh, I ate a muffin at morning or at break time. I blew it. It's over. Ah! Once again, that's all or nothing thinking, and we're not into all or nothing thinking when we eat intuitively. We are thinking balance and moderation. The real question I want you to think, if you ate that muffin, I want you to go back and ask yourself, why? Was it because the muffin looked really, really good and you hadn't had one for a while and you were like, wow, that was a yummy muffin? Awesome. More power to you. Enjoy it. Okay. If it was because it was Sally's birthday and she really wanted you to have one and you were kind of full and you really didn't want it, but you thought, oh, I don't want to be rude, I'm going to eat it. Not a good decision. These are the things that we really need to dig down deeper and find that connection to ourselves and why we're making the decisions we make. One more thing I wanted to talk about was how you construct a good plate of food. So this is another massive concept. So I've got a plate here. Okay, and I want you to think about having your plate divided up, basically, okay? Every meal, you want to have a protein, a fat, and a carb. If you don't know what the composition of your food is, I want you to message me, and I'm going to give you some resources that'll help you to figure that out. But every food resides in a dominant macronutrient category. So proteins, you think about, your meats, eggs, those sorts of things, okay? Protein powders, stuff like that. Carbs are, fruits, some vegetables, all of your breads and your pastas, your grains, all of those things. And then fats are your oils, your avocado, your nuts and seeds and those types of things. So thinking about it each meal, I want to have one of each of those macronutrients in every meal. That's super important. Plus, I want lots of veggies, heaps of green vegetables in your meal. So when you're going to put your plate of food together, you're going to have all those macronutrients on your plate of food. Now, they don't all reside in the same quantities. So when you think about how much you need, I want you to think about having, for a woman of my size, it's generally 1 palm is how much of protein that you need. So about a palm width, palm amount. And then carbohydrates is about a cupped hand for me. In terms of veggies, green veggies, go for it as much as you want. Just pile up your plate with green veggies. And then fat is about a thumb. So those are your amounts of each macronutrient at each meal. So try to create these meals that are really nice and full of variety and color and flavor, but based around those principles of how to create a perfect plate for yourself. So I hope that I've given you some really good tips in terms of how we can eat intuitively, because we don't want to be on a diet our whole lives. No one wants to be on a diet plan. I could give you a diet plan, but it's so disempowering. And you need to have those skills and knowledge to be able to choose the food that serves you and makes you feel good, no matter where you are. If you are off in a different country somewhere traveling, you need to know, how can I fuel myself? So having a good knowledge of macronutrients and what food, that food composition, that's super key. So let me leave you with this. Whatever you do, it must be sustainable. Can you eat like this 5 years from now? Can you eat like this 10 years from now? 15, 20? That's the question. If you are on a super restrictive diet, and we all know those diets, and they've all come out. If you're on a super restrictive diet, can you keep that up? Like even a year from now? Like, are you telling me that you are never gonna eat a cookie again? I mean, these are serious questions. And I laugh because I want people to understand that restrictive diets are not the way to go. They are archaic, and I want everyone to get off of them. Whatever way you want to eat, you have to be able to carry it on. It must be consistent. You must be able to adhere to it, and you must be able to afford it as well. Some of those really restrictive diets are actually quite expensive. I live like this. I believe in this. And so this is where this is a big, big thing for me, because the power is within you. You have the power to fuel your body and yourself. You need to find that connection. You need to slow down and listen to your body's needs and give your body the time to tell you what it needs. You need to trust yourself and love yourself and back yourself. This is just the beginning. This is just an introduction to intuitive eating. I have so much more knowledge and so many other things that I would love to tell you, but I am under a time restriction here. So please, after this broadcast, after this video, please feel free to reach out to me. You can catch me at the Lifestyle Block, and that is on Instagram or on Facebook, or get in touch with all the guys at Garage Gym Life Media, and they can put you in touch with me. I love to help get rid of the fog surrounding nutrition and surrounding how to take care of ourselves, because ultimately it's your body. It literally is your temple, and you have the power to look after yourself and to take care of yourself, and you don't need anyone to tell you what to do. All you need to do is listen into here. This will tell you how to fuel yourself, and I can help show you how. So I hope you have a lovely, happy, healthy, fun day, and thank you so much for listening, and please reach out to me. I love to hear from you, and I'd love to hear how these principles and ideas are being put into practice in your life. So thank you very much, and take care, and talk to you soon.